Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Online Teaching Show. My name is Tim Gascoigne, if you don't know who I am, and I'm so glad that you have clicked on this video to watch the live show. Welcome to everybody watching live. If you end up watching the replay, that's totally cool too. Just let me know in the comment section. It's always fun to see who's watching, where people are tuning in from. Today, I don't have a guest. And actually, I haven't gone live in, I think it's been two or 3 weeks. We had Songkran here in Thailand, which is the Thai New Year. That was last weekend. And it kind of spilled over into Monday. So I took 4 or 5 days off from teaching and doing a lot of things and had a lot of fun with the festival. Lots of water, getting wet everywhere. If you're not familiar with Songkran, have a look online at it. It's a pretty cool festival holiday. So that is a little bit about me. And I wanted to talk a little bit about doing hard things in our businesses and maybe just in general in life. And last week, I had to tackle a couple of things that I have been putting off for quite a long time. And they were taking up a lot of mental energy. You know, those things that you just don't really want to do that are like maybe tasks or projects or deadlines that you need to get done. And maybe you just don't really want to do them. And so what happens is we just put them off, and then they pile up. And, I sort of had a breakthrough last week of getting focused on tackling and doing those hard things to do with work that I didn't want to do, but that I knew that if I could get them done, that it would just free up so much mental energy. And, I was able to get them done. And that's where I sort of wanted to start this live today, is just talking about or encouraging you to do those hard things maybe that you have been avoiding or been letting pile up for too long, and they're always on your mind. I use a task manager. I used to use Asana a couple of years ago, and then I veered off into Notion, which I use primarily for organizing things to do with my students, tracking my lessons and things like that. I've recently, in the last 3 months, gone back to Asana, and I've really been dumping out things that are in my head in there, tasks that I need to get done, and scheduling them. And when I actually schedule to do them, it really makes a difference. It's incredible, those small little things, when you actually put them on paper or put them in your calendar to do them. It feels so good to get them done. So that's what happened last week to me. I got a couple of really big things done, and I felt so good after getting them done. So if there's things that maybe you've been wanting to do, or like maybe for your teaching business, it's like marketing to get more students, or maybe it's creating lessons, or I had one student who for so long has just been in the wrong level. And I really knew that I needed to get something more customized for the students, still using the curriculum that I'm using with them, but to bring in some additional supports for them in their reading. And I was putting it off for so long just because it's like another thing to do, right? But I knew that when I was able to get that done and get a clear plan for that student, it just has made such a difference in teaching them every week, rather than sort of dreading it because they're not being as successful as I would want them to be with that lesson. It feels really good to have a good, clear plan with that particular student. So anyway, do the hard things. That's the message of the day. Do the hard things. On the show today, I also want to share a few things that I found pretty cool in the online teaching world that I wanted to share with you, and give you some updates on a couple of projects that I have finally gotten done. And that ties into what I was talking about earlier. But I wanted to say hello to Mary. Hey again, Mary from Canada. Good to see you. Missed you too. Thank you so much. Yeah, I've been out for, I think I didn't have any interviews the last couple of weeks. And so I just, used that as an excuse to go live. Even going live tonight for me is a hard thing. I don't know why, but when I go live, I absolutely love it. And I love interacting with you guys in the chat and, just showing up. So even when things seem hard, like just do them anyway. And, I promise you that it'll move you along in your business or just in getting the things done in your life that are piling up. It makes a big difference. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Mia, hey Mia from California. Oh, cool. In Bangkok now. Do you know that I live in Bangkok as well? That's pretty cool. Where do you live in Bangkok? Happy Songkran to you too. Cool. Putting together my tax info. Yeah, I know my American and Canadian friends that are doing taxes. I have heard, the deadline. I think for Americans the deadline was recently, so a few of my friends were getting that crammed in. So hey, Katie in Japan, good to see ya. Hello, Bohemian Sun, Lao Shi. Hey, Nariamin. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Miss Rima from Malaysia. Oh, great. Good to have you. I lived in Malaysia for 8 years. So, and it's so cool to, sometimes when you do things on social media and you think about going live, you think, well, who's going to watch the show? But it's so good to see 21 people here on Facebook and on YouTube. So welcome everybody. Before we get started, I am looking for interviews for my Monday show. Generally, that's what I've been trying to do. So if you are an online teacher, you have a story to tell, or even if you just want to come on and talk about your online teaching journey, I really feel like interviews are so inspiring to others, to other teacherpreneurs that are in this game, building their teaching businesses and building a career out of this. So shoot me an email. My information is down below, and I would love to connect with you, and we'll see if it's a good fit for an upcoming Monday. I always generally do them around 9 a.m., 10 a.m. Eastern time. So yeah, again, putting the call out there for anyone who would like to come on the show and to be interviewed. Mary's come on once or twice, I think, before. So it's not scary. It's lots of fun. And it's great to see see and meet other online teachers that are, doing different things. I primarily work with the Chinese market. A lot of the people that follow me do as well. But, I love hearing about how other people are building their teaching businesses around the world with students in different markets and all that good stuff. So shoot me an email. Hello from Argentina. Very cool. What do you teach, Daniela? Happy to see you. I'm from Tanzania. Hey, John from Tanzania. Very cool. Wow. What time is it in Tanzania now? And we've got Algeria. My good, for a small group of people watching, we certainly have an international audience. And, if you've got questions about online teaching, I'll try to answer them. You can use this as a Q&A as well. We can do that and put them in the chat, and let's do this. So a couple of the projects that I've been working on is one of them I'm really just launching today for the first time. And it is called Launchbox. So for the first time, you are seeing this. So what I did is I created let me see if I can get myself out of the way here. We can do, yeah, like that. So I had several teachers who were wanting certain reproducibles that I had in my launch course. And so I put together a list of things that I think, I've seen business in a box type of things before. And I thought of a way to package up a lot of the downloadables from my course, which is more expensive. And some of you, may not have wanted to enroll in that due to that. But I've taken all of the PDFs and different documents and put them into a box. And my course is called Launch. So I had a fun play on the words with this and called it Launch Box, like a lunch box. And so in this box that I've made, and it's $37 here, you can see the price, but I've put a student welcome letter, a new student registration form, some teaching contracts in English and Chinese, an independent teaching business plan, a pricing and package calculator, some social media templates as well, a curriculum options guide, a platform guide, an income and expense tracker. Let's just zoom in here. A WeChat setup guide, a digital business card template that I use from one of my modules, a bundle of curriculum from Crystal Clear ESL, and my Notion template for tracking lessons, payments, packages, and student info. So just for some fun here, let's, many of you might be wondering how I use Notion for my students. So Notion is kind of like a task manager, I guess you could say. It helps you to sort of manage projects and things like that. But I pretty much exclusively use it just for my students. And I track their information. I track when I get a new lead, I put them into the sheet. When they pay me, I track that they've paid me. When we have a lesson, I track when they've had the lesson. And I have a calculator in there that calculates how many lessons are upcoming as well. So if you're interested in seeing that, let me just, for fun, pop that up. And you can kind of see what that looks like. Let me see if I can do a share screen here. So we'll share screen and we'll go to, let's see if I can get it right here. So this is what it looks like. And it's basically into 3 categories. So I have a master list of my student database, and that looks like this. And then if I go back to the home, I have a payment and tracking sheet as well, which tracks like invoices and things like that. So that looks like this. And then what I use really on a daily basis is the lesson and package tracking sheet. And this is where I put, so every Sunday I put all their lessons in for the upcoming week. And as you can see, I only did Monday, April 24th. I had these 4 students. But it links to their first, it's like a database. So it links to the first database, which is the student contact info. So I just type in their name and I put the lesson number that we're on. And so like if I was going to search for just Annie in here, I can see all the lessons that I've had with Annie ever since we started back in, it's been quite a while. Yeah, November of 2021. So I categorize it as a canceled class or a no-show or an upcoming class or a completed class. And yeah, it's just really nice and tidy. I can put the lesson that we're on. It shows how many are left. I can make notes as well of maybe when we stopped or feedback on the lesson, things like that. So essentially that's Notion. And in that launch, in that launch box, I don't know if I was showing that to you or not, but there it is. In that launch box, sorry, Daniela, there it is. I wasn't screen sharing. Whoops. Okay, let's go back. So this is what the student database looks like. It's where, so I call it Tim's Teaching Home. It's got 3 pages, the student database, my payment tracking, and the lesson and package tracking. Sorry, guys. So in the student database, it looks like this. So when I get a new student, I put in their age, the lesson maybe that they were on with a company or kind of their grade level, their parents' name, their WeChat name, and whether they were a referral or whether they came from a company, what country they're in. So that's just sort of a general spreadsheet. That links to my payment tracking, which is in here, which I just, every time they pay me, I upload the invoice into here. I put how many classes they paid me for, how much they paid, that kind of thing. So that has been really helpful. And then what I use every day is this one, which I was trying to show you, which just tracks every class that I have every single day. So if I show you Annie's, which I was trying to show you earlier, you can see that we are now, today had her 12th class out of 20. There's 8 remaining. I've got the lesson name and the progress that she's made in that package. And then I can put notes here on the side as well that show, you know, if she didn't read very well that day, or if we got stuck on a slide, or if I need to do extra things with her. Let's see if I can find another student here. Like, for example, in Helen, the reading was really hard today, so I put that so I can kind of accommodate that for next time. And then what I do is I take a screenshot of this, just like this, when they get to 20, and I just send that over to the parents when we're done the 20 classes, and then it shows them really nice, concise list of all the classes that they had. So anyway, all that to say, that template, if you get that launch box, that template is in there, and that is something that you can just use. It's already ready to go. The formulas are all in there, and you can run with it and customize it and use it as you like. There is a little bit of a learning curve with it, so if you have problems with it, shoot me an email. I can also actually make a little quick Loom video to show you a little bit more how it all works and things like that. So that's one thing I've been working on. I also have come across a couple of things that I wanted to share with online teachers. And one of them is, let me see if I can stop sharing that and then share. Let's do share window. And okay, we were over here, right? So let's go back to this. Is another online teaching summit that's coming up. Feels like there's a lot of summits going on right now, but this one is by the tutorresource.com, which is also a place I can actually show you. I had David on my show not that long ago. He's the owner of the site, but it's a place where folks can house curriculum. So if you're looking for different curricula, there's kind of a library of stuff on here. Some people you might recognize. Some curriculum creators have their own website, like Katie in the chat there, who has Abridge Academy. So there might not be a need for her to host on a marketplace type of thing. I don't know if yours is on here or not, Katie, but people that have maybe created like some lessons or just want to sell. If you just want to sell your lessons, I think you can reach out to them and sell them on here. So that's called the Tutor Resource. And I'll go back here. So the Tutor Resource /online teacher summit, I'll put that in the thing here, is a summit. Oh, Katie's presenting. Cool. Yes, and I'm presenting as well, except mine was an interview. So I'll scroll down here and show you people that are presenting. I don't know a lot of these folks, but I know some of them. The main presenter is someone from Genially, which is where a lot of curricula is created on. It's kind of an interactive platform. There I am. So I have a pretty good interview, I think. One of my favorite interviews I've done on coming up on that summit. Jamie from ESL Teacher 365 and Jillian. She's an all-school teacher, but she also does a lot of other things with teachers. So yeah, I know Brenda Brooks. A lot of these folks I don't know. They are also a couple. They're digital nomads, so I think they're doing a lot of some topics around teaching abroad as well as online teaching and resources. And Brian, I know him from the VIP Kid days. So yeah, there we go. Katie, I don't see your name, but maybe they haven't quite finished the site here. So you can go. It's completely free. I don't even think there's any upsell tickets. I think it's just a completely free summit. So yeah, head on over there, and the link's in the description of the video, I believe, as well. So yeah, that's the online teaching summit coming up. Thanks, Jeremias. Hello, Abdirahin. Hey, Sandra, can you give me a little bit more with that? What course did you finish? And what are you struggling with? People are asking if I'm sharing. So sorry about that, guys. Hey, Edward. Good to see you. Edward, I'm not in KL anymore. I left 2 years ago. In fact, my 2-year anniversary is coming up in about 2 weeks of leaving Malaysia. I've been in Bangkok, Thailand for almost 2 years. So there you go. All right, another one I wanted to share is a Chrome extension. So this is a Chrome extension created by Fraser. Fraser, I'm forgetting your last name, but I always call you Fraser Hat Yai because I know that's your YouTube channel. But anyway, he's been around in the online teaching community for a while, and he's been helping teachers do lots of different things. But one of the projects he has going on is this Chrome extension called Student Stars. I think it's just a Chrome extension that allows you, let's just look at some of the visuals here. Am I sharing screen? Yes. Where you can give stars to students. And it looks completely free to me. So I think he just wants to get some reviews and get teachers to try it. So he reached out to me about a month ago, and I totally forgot about it, but came across it the other day. So it looks like an extension where you can give stars to students. You can also track the rewards. So if you're a rewards kind of person and you're missing that as an independent teacher, then this looks like a fun digital way to do that. And I'd be curious to see what you think of it too. It offers student data management, it says here as well. You can locally store your students' data. There you go. So it looks like what I was just showing you in Notion. What you tracked and what you covered in the lesson, track their progress, monitor their growth. So there you go. So that's another thing I wanted to share. And the Chrome extension, excuse me, the link for that is, let's get this here. I'll put that in the chat here. All right, there we go. Hang on a sec. Tickle. I've got a cough that I've not been able to kick in like 3 weeks, and it's just lingering. We are getting crazy pollution, crazy bad air in Thailand, plus a massive heat wave. So it's like 38 during the day. Pollution's not great. So it's kind of crazy, and this is the worst I've seen it in the 2 years that I have been here for sure. We had rain this morning, which was the first rain I've seen in 6 months. We're getting close to rainy season, but I've got this cough. Hey, Robert, tell us about QKids. Robert from Toronto. So I don't talk too much about companies much anymore, but 2 companies that I know are hiring are Cambly. They're always hiring, but they reached out. They really need tutors, but they said that the intro video that you do with the application is really the most important thing. So if you're going to apply to Cambly, I have links for them down below. You can apply through me, but pay really close attention to the instructions for the demo video. And they're good because, while they don't pay great, they don't require a degree. They hire native English speakers. That's pretty much their only requirement. They even told me that they have hired near native speakers as well. So it's not just native speakers tutoring on there. If you're like a near native speaker with an excellent grasp of the language, then you can apply. Teach adults and kids. Another company that is hiring is Nil English. She is looking for teachers. Small company in South Korea. You can go to onlineteacherdo.com/nil, and there's just a simple Google form to fill in. I think I am the only recruiter for that company. They're very small, but she hires 4, 5, 6, 7 teachers a month. She's kind of growing and looking for American teachers only, I believe. I think Canadians might be able to apply, but they're just North American with a degree and a TESOL certificate and things like that. So those are a couple companies hiring. But QKids is interesting to me because what is their story, Robert? I'd like to know more about how you're still with them. Let's see if there's any other questions in here or anything that I missed. We got the hellos in the beginning. Yeah, so I'd be curious about that. I mean, I still get emails from VIP Kid on a weekly basis. And yeah, I mean, there are still companies around. Palfish is still around. But they're only hiring, I believe, teachers in the Philippines. So, not Palfish, sorry, 51 Talk. They're only hiring teachers in the Philippines, but they are Chinese-based. So it seems like some of the smaller ones seem to get away with still operating. But yeah. So how's everybody doing? How is your week going? If you teach Chinese students, there's a holiday coming up next week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday for Labor Day. Oh, I'm struggling here, guys. I'm so sorry. QKids has been dropping their rate of pay on renewals lately. Oh, interesting. So how much do they pay? And are they hiring? Yes, maybe he'd like to be. Yes, that's right. Base rate of $8 for 30. So that's pretty normal. That's kind of what a lot of the Chinese companies were paying. Like VIP Kid, I think, is 16 now with the global platform. So yeah. Well, we got lots of people here watching. If you've got any questions before we head out, this cough in my throat is bothering me, and I don't want to cough for the next 10 minutes. So sorry about that. But if you've got any questions, let me know. Oh, I'm also forgot about this one. Many of you who were unable to attend my webinars that I've done over the last couple years live, I have finally this was one of the big projects that I have been trying to get done for months. I was running the launch course live about 7 times last year, and I decided that I was going to put it on Evergreen and as a self-paced course. It just felt like the time was right to do that. And so I am still offering the webinar, a free webinar called The 3 Secrets to Launching Your Teaching Business. But it is more convenient for you. So there are multiple times throughout the week that you can choose from. And you can go to this form, put it in the chat here. And you can sign up for a time that works for you. So again, it's called The 3 Secrets to Launching and Growing Your Online ESL Teaching Business. So you can select a date, you can select a session, and you just put in your info here and then register. So if you want to know more about the webinar, I've got some information on that page about it, but that is ready to go. This has taken me forever to get finished. So that is that's really nice. So that's up and running. You can join that free webinar anytime. I do introduce the launch course at the end of the webinar. So if you want to work with me further and you want to, join hundreds of other teachers that have gone through that to launch with mainly with the Chinese market, but I've had teachers go through it and use the strategies for other markets as well. It's a great course. I'm a little bit biased, but I think it's very affordable as well. And I really pack a lot in there. But if you want to get the launch box, which is that $37 product, then that is also available as well. And that just doesn't give you any videos, no training, no modules, no lessons. It's just a box, a digital box full of resources, about 13, I think, PDFs, downloads, things that I was thinking, what would a new independent ESL teacher want? Or maybe you've been in it for a while and you see something in there that you want to step up your game with, and that's totally cool as well. Question. Mary, thank you so much. As a non-native speaker, and I do have a master's degree, so is there any companies that hire non-native speakers? I could probably be rich if I got a dollar for everyone that asked me this question. It's tough. It really, really is tough. I mean, Cambly is they're loose with that requirement. And as I was saying, they do hire near native speakers, but I don't really know of companies that exclusively hire or, also hire non-native speakers. You could look at 51 Talk. I think they might only hire Filipinos. But if your English is good enough, try applying to Cambly. Yeah, there's not a lot of companies out there. If anybody knows of any, feel free to put them in the chat there. So yeah. Well, hope everyone's having a good day wherever you are in the world, and that you have a good teaching week if you're teaching this week. And again, if you've got Chinese students, they are going to be off Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So if you get cancellations, that's probably what's going on. I'm probably going to just teach as normal and maybe put a message out on Sunday to see if anybody wants or needs to cancel. But other than that, I think I will just probably have a reduced course load of students next week because of the holiday. We get, I think, just Monday for Labor Day in Thailand. But I think it seems to be Labor Day all over the world, isn't it? Most people seem to have a holiday this upcoming weekend. Good for you, Katie, taking a holiday. What's the holiday in Japan? Okay, I think the cough is. I think it's gone. Well, I try to keep these to half an hour, and no interview today, but hopefully we'll have some. I do have a potential interview maybe next week or the week after. But if you want to be interviewed, reach out to me, timgascoigne1@gmail.com or tim@onlineteacherdude.com. All the things that we chatted about, the links and things like that, should all be in the description of the video. So have a wonderful day, everyone. Thanks for joining me live for maybe a morning coffee or evening coffee or anything like that. And look forward to seeing you next Monday, same time, 10 a.m. Eastern time, same place here on YouTube or on Facebook. All right. Take care, everyone. I'm just going to look for my, I'm so out of touch with the videos here in my sidebar that I forgot where my outro video was. But anyway, peace, love, and take care. See you next week.